Hello and welcome to an Onward community cast. Tonight we have Deathwish versus Resin Maf1a. We will be starting out on Shipyard. I have seen both Deathwish and Resin before. I don't think I've cast Resin, but I've played them several times. And even have played on a team with one of their members from their VRML squad, so I'm well familiar with them. This is at least the second time casting Deathwish, but both of these teams have been around for at least a few seasons. I recognize almost all of these names. We also have Rain the Blood Reaper in, who I think is a reservist. Rain, thanks for joining us this evening. We do have all 10 players in. We will be starting on Shipyard. And just as soon as we get all 10 greens, I imagine we'll get those beeps and we'll bring you into the map. As I said, I am familiar with both of these teams. Oh, I'm stuck. I went into the map and now I'm stuck. I've played with a lot of these players, have casted a couple of them, seen them around, but if I'm honest, I don't actually know them as a team that well, either of them. I know as players, there's a bunch of quality players here, but as teams, looks like Resin Maf1a is a diamond team. Deathwish is a silver. Resin does not have its full MMR yet. They haven't played enough matches yet this season. There are the beeps. Let's get you brought back over. Let's see what's going on here in Onward tonight. Looks like we're going to have... we're going to have a East OBJ there underneath the tower, the crane tower. We're going to get Bruds, Preston, and PS Will coming in the north towards the ship. Savory Pickle going up top early on top of the spawn warehouse, checking for anyone going up on the roofs quick. Shipyard, one of the particular dangers is that, oh, Lil Zambi gonna get Bruds, Preston. Lil Zambi over here on the ship, rotating back after getting that pick. I'm guessing they probably popped out right in here, shot Zambi somewhere. Wait, where was Zambi? Yeah, shot Zambi right there. And then rotated back. No, Zambi was the one who shot. Preston died. Okay, there we go. Bruds, Preston died. 203 coming out over on the other side. 4v3 in Resin Maf1a's favor. Rain and Pickle up on the roof here in the center. PS Will gonna get the refrag onto Little Zambi there on the ship. I think that was Savory Pickle took some damage. Is that a blue smoke? I mean, I guess that's a gray smoke that just because of the color filters and shaders on this map, it's showing up blue. It's really cool. I've never seen that. Rain and Framed going to trade out. Rain was here on the roof, Framed back there behind the OBJ building. It's probably not good to call it the OBJ since the OBJ is over here on this round, but that's what I know it as. Does bring us to a 2v3. Still in Resin Maf1a's favor. They equaled out, might have gone in Deathwish's favor for a little bit there. I'm not entirely sure. Wasn't watching track of the counts well enough. Dubsham up here. Is Dubsham actually on the ship? Would probably have heard PS Will crossing. But doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like they would have had a line back to that back of the ship. When we were flying over, we did see Dubsham was watching back into that back corner, though. So I think they may be anticipating Will coming back in. But, well, as Will's presence is now announced pretty clearly. Gonna pick up Silas, but Dubsham over here gonna get the refrag. Pickle right on top of Dubsham. Trying to shoot him in the elbow or something. Not gonna find it. Dubsham gonna swing out and get that kill. Giving Resin Maf1a the first point with 2 up. Nicely done to Resin Maf1a. Let's get that point on the board for them. We'll get you swapped over. If you give me just a quick second, I need to check in with Discord. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so as I said, Resin Mafia gonna get that point on a strong defense of the Crane OBJ, and just as I get back I do hear those beeps. So let me bring you back over so that you don't miss any of the action. It's gonna be Resin Mafia's turn to attack. Dubsham with good clutch there at the end, picking up those last 2 kills. Let's see if they're able to do anything on the offensive side. Looks like we're gonna get a 1-3-1 maybe a 2-2-1. Oh, early pick onto Dubsham from Rain the Blood Reaper. I don't even, oh, through center building. Looks like he shot him in the feet. Nasty angle. Then Rain and Silas trade out. PS Will gonna pick up Lil Zambi up here on the ship. PS Will up there on the riser. And with barely 30 seconds, we're down to a 5v1 as Framed is down, leaving just Ratman up. 4v1, excuse me. Just Ratman up. That's a good defense from Deathwish. I think when Rain got that early pick underneath the garage door there on center, that just threw Resin's timing all off. But it does... Wait, hold on. No, where are you going, Ratman? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Frame's calling out. Looks like Ratman is going to get that pickup. Bringing us back to a 3v2. Oh, I missed a kill. Who did Ratman get? What happened? Well, okay. Nicely done, Ratman. See Lord Nazgul showing up in the chat. Lord Naz, thanks for coming back to the channel. We appreciate you. Ratman up on top, gonna go down to PS Will up here on the riser, leaving just Framed, rifling through his teammates' stuff. One of the favorite activities of Onward. I drop my pistol at the beginning of every round just so that when my teammates have to do that to my dead body, there's 4 or 5 less things for them to grab. 4 less things. 3 pistol mags and a pistol. Framed pushing up on the south side of center building. I think they know someone is around Blue Room. I don't know if they know where exactly. They also gonna know that PS Will is up on that riser. PS Will has taken out a couple kills up there. Don't know about a kill count. They probably have a good kill count. They probably know there's 2 down. That also means they probably don't know where Preston is, but with the idea that someone is on the riser, or at least on the ship, and someone else is in the Blue Room, it does seem highly likely that the last player would be on control near OBJ. So, while they... Oh, I just realized I forgot to change the game in the stream thing. Yeah, all of that's just a long way of saying I think that Framed probably has a good idea of the general location of each of these each of these remaining players. But, bruh, it's Preston rotating out. Where were you, bruh?
Good round.
Bruh was on objective, rotating out from wherever they'd been. Gonna find that pick there at the end, tying us up at 1. Let me get that score on the board, get you swapped over. Excuse me. See Pop999 showing up in the chat as a PS Will supporter. Pop999, thanks for coming out and showing some love for the team. Welcome to the channel. 2 strong defensive rounds. I think we had 3 up on defense at the end of both of those rounds. As commonly a thing, you know, we talk about the Volk advantage here and onward, so you do expect to see more defense when you aren't on an objective that is particularly suited to one side or the other, which I think most of the objectives here on Shipyard are pretty even. So it will be the challenge, as is often the challenge, to break through and get that Marsoc point. If we continue trading Volk rounds as we have so far, Resin Mafia gonna win the map in 7. But if someone can break through, then, you know, Deathwish might get it, or, you know, Resin Mafia might win a little earlier. You'll never know. When we do come back in for... Oh, I'm stuck in the crane. There we go. When we do come back in for round 3, it's going to be that east spawn building OBJ, which means I need to be back in the... Oh, sorry, west spawn building OBJ. I just got some beeps. We got a spawn up on the ship. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Deathwish on Marsoc trying to get some points. For those of you who haven't seen Onward before, the goal of this game, when you're the team with the blue names, that's the Marsoc in the camo uniforms. We're getting a 2-2-1 split. When you're on the Marsoc, your goal is on offense to get to the uplink, that's the satellite dish, and send a 7-digit code. Lil Zambi picking up Savory Pickle trying to get up these stairs. If you're able to send that 7-digit code, you will get 2 points. If you aren't able to do that, but you are able to eliminate all 5 of the defenders, you will get 1 point. On Volk, on the defense, that's the orange names, which Resin Mafia is currently playing. When you're on Volk, you just gotta last the 6 minutes, or eliminate all 5 of the attackers, the Marsoc. If you're able to do either of those things, then you get 1 point. Marsoc can get 2 points, Volk only can get 1. Dubsham throws a flash, pretty sure that hit Preston. It will have worn off by now, though. It is a 5v4 with Savory Pickle went down early up on those stairs going up to the center roof. Ryan Messler down underneath. I don't see a lot of action underneath, so I'm not actually sure if anyone will be able to hear Ryan or not. I'll be honest there. I don't know. If you know, let me know in chat. Can you hear the footsteps in the tunnels underneath? Do have Rain the Blood Reaper making an approach in the south. PS Will and Preston still here on the ship. They know Dubsham's down there. That flash will hit Will. Not sure if it caught Preston. Dubsham gonna go down to Rain from across the map though. Nice pick, Rain. That's gonna open up a little bit of an entry for this ship approach. It's also gonna even us out at 4v4, but Framed quickly taking that advantage back, picking up Rain over here. Framed in the little garage. 4v3 now, Resin Mafia's favor. It's Preston here under red ramp. Lil Zambi picking up Ryan as they come up the stairs. Smoking out the cross from the ship, that's probably pretty wise, as Silas would have had a line on them through that garage door, although now he's going over there anyway. Preston goes down to Silas. I think that was probably under the garage door. Yep, under the garage door, leaving just PS Will against 4 Resin Mafia. That flash gonna connect. Ratman watching out the back door, otherwise might have caught PS Will across the garage there. Warehouse. Maybe Ratman is outside because PS Will doesn't seem to be seeing them either. Did have one, I think, framed over here to Will's left. Might be... No, framed is holding a line. Gonna pick up Lil Zambi moving. Making it a 3v1, that much closer. Smoke going in. That's a good smoke. Silas still right in there on the other side of the garage door. Gonna hear these footsteps. Ratman, looks like Ratman is inside this door now, on that little landing. PS Will has plenty of time. PS Will still has 2 minutes to work with here. They can move around this building, listen for footsteps, try and poke and prod a little. Might be fine. Ooh, almost would have seen Ratman. Not sure if Ratman would have seen anything there or not, as they kind of cross paths a little bit. I wouldn't do it, PS Will. I don't think you can make that drop. Yeah, should get this pick on Ratman. There we go. And Silas. Oh yeah, wow. PS Will, big swing, picking up 2 from the roof. It's now a 1v1 with just framed. And PS Will with the 4v1 clutch. That's right. That's right. Take a bow, sir. Well done to PS Will to get that win for Death Wish. Breaking through on the Marsoc round and getting that Marsoc win I was talking about. Let's get that up on the board for them. That was just a really impressive approach. PS Will was over here by the red ramp when their last teammate went down. I think that was Brights Preston. Yeah, and that was a 1v4, and they carefully poked and prodded, found each one of those kills. I think they knew where Silas was there on the other side, just right inside the warehouse most of that time because of the shots onto Preston. And so I think that whole trip up onto the roof was just to find Silas, I'm pretty sure. And they just got lucky that Zambi rotated the way they did. And then they found Ratman. Now, when I say lucky, I don't mean like they were lucky to get the kills. Like that was skill to move the way they did and to position the way they did. And it was fortunate that the other 2 players were in the path. But it was still a good deal of skill that allowed him to get the kill. When I say lucky there, I don't want to take away from how impressive that was. Anyways, my babbling aside, I see Daddy Spartan showing up in the chat. Thank you, Daddy Spartan, for being with us tonight. I also heard some beeps while I was talking right there, so let's get you brought back over. We'll get us flown back over to the east side of the ship where Resin Mafia has loaded in for their Marsoc round. Got Little Zambi going across the north side of the ship, Dubsham going across the south side, the other 3 coming down the blue ramp here. Ratman gonna go down to Rain the Blood Reaper through the middle here. Dubsham gonna make it up on the roof and find... I'm not sure. PS Will, Little Zambi trade out. It is quickly a 3v3. PS Will, Ratman, Savory Pickle. I think that Dubsham came up here and found Savory Pickle across on the roof over there, or maybe underneath. I was way back at spawn still. I didn't see it, and I can't tell from the X if that guy was in the garage or on the roof. Anyways, babbling. 3v3, Brights Preston, Ryan Mesler, Ryan Mesler. And back on OBJ, Rain the Blood Reaper up in a little bit of an aggressive position here in the center building. Framed, I think they know Rain is in the middle because of their friend that went down. Frame says killed the guy that killed Rat. I think, did Preston get a pick? I'm not sure if Preston got a pick, but he killed Preston anyway. Rain rotating, getting picked from the roof by Dubsham up there through the skylight. Is now a 3v1 with just Ryan Mesler back here on defense. Let's ride along with Ryan. Ride along with Ryan. That could be a little tricky. Let's ride along with Ryan, see what they do. Ryan throwing out some utility. I think that's just a little bit early. Not sure that's going to connect with any of resin. I think Ryan's hearing Framed footsteps. That's why they're so keyed in on this back door. And they are. Oh, they're going to get a trade. Ryan and Framed going to get that trade here on the back door of the OBJ building, giving Resin the win. Giving Resin the win and tying us up here on Shipyard in map 1. Back and forth, y'all. This has been a good match. Been a good match so far. These teams have been well met. Had 2 Volk trades. Now we got 2 Marsoc trades. Let's see if the next round is gonna be a Volk round or a Marsoc round, and if it's gonna go for both teams or just one. See if one of them is finally able to break through and get 2 in a row. Or they both have 2 points now on each one's next Marsoc round. They could secure a cap and win the whole map. I see Mike Crook 21 showing up in the chat. Thanks for the stream today, Bob. Thank you, Mike Crook. That was a freaking awesome game. That was really fun to watch, really fun to cast. I would love to do it again sometime. You guys, both teams played really well. He's talking to, we had a little bit of a BCL All-Stars versus Globochem scrim this morning over in Breachers. If you haven't checked out Breachers, you should. It's still free in alpha and it's a lot of fun. But that's not Onward. We're playing Onward right now, and we're about to come back into an East OBJ. It's in that east spawn building. Let me get back to the west spawn, west warehouse, where Deathwish has spawned in. Like I said in the break, Deathwish is 1 cap away from winning the map. If they're able to pull that off on this round, they could take it home. Savory Pickle gonna pop up onto the spawn warehouse roof right from the start, looking for that long shot. Not gonna find anything. Looks like Resin Mafia is sending 1 up to the riser on the ship and sending 2 over to Blue Room, 1 upstairs and 1 downstairs. All 3 of those are pretty common positions. I play the Blue Room a lot myself. Just because they're common doesn't mean they're bad. I get some kills out of Blue Room, so we'll be excited to see if, especially PS Will coming here on the ship. Let's jump in with Will. See if they are able to combat this ship defense. We've got the riser up above them. Bruds Preston going down to framed. Okay, let's jump over there. Framed in the lower blue room. Also gonna pick up Rain the Blood Reaper. Lil Zambi gonna pick up Savory Pickle. That is an accurate kill count. 3 down, 2 in the center warehouse. Not sure where did Pickle went down center. I think probably on top. Leaving PS Will still on the ship under the riser, as Framed on that first floor blue room is gonna pick up Ryan Mesler. Just PS Will here. Not sure, was that, I think that... PS Will knows very well that Lil Zambi's right there, but Lil Zambi will have heard some of this movement and know Will's down here. Will gotta be careful making that cross out in the open. If that player had still been up in the second floor blue room, they might have been able to pick him off. Zambi drops down. I think Will heard it. But if they did, they didn't predict well enough, as Zambi does find the final kill here, giving Resin Mafia another point on Volk. 3-2 here on Shipyard. Let's get that up on the board. 3 points for Resin Mafia. Taking a quick peek at the kill counts, looks like Framed and PS Will a little bit out in front. Come on guys, gotta catch up with your team. Spread the workout. Shouldn't say that. We have talked about this a little bit on cast before. You shouldn't expect teams to have equal kill counts. I mean, it's nice when it works out that everybody gets to put in even work, but sometimes different assignments will get more action. Of course, PS Will just has extra kills because he killed everyone in the first round. That was monster. That was just a really impressive round, Will. I hope somebody clipped that for you. We'll be coming back in just a moment for the, what is that, the 6th round. Resin Mafia will be on Marsoc playing for the win. Maybe even trying to get that 5-2 win for extra brownie points. Deathwith just trying to hold on, stay alive in the map. I'll bring you back once I hear those beeps. And there were the beeps. Let's see what's going on over here with Resin Mafia on Marsoc going for the win. Trying to claim this map as theirs. This map, which was Death Wish's map pick. Looks like Resin Mafia sending 2-1 split here. I think it's going to be 2 in the ship, 1 towards the center. We got Rain the Blood Reaper pushing up onto the ship. Let's see if they go up onto the riser. Nope, looks like they're just watching that north alley on the ship. Looks like Dubsham might be going up to take a peek over here as Rain rotates out. Oh, that onward timing, as they say. Ooh, excuse me. Dubsham and Rain soon gonna be in audio range. In fact, I think Rain's probably hearing them now. Do still have a 5v5, 2 in the middle, 1 in the south, 1 just on the southern part of the ship. I need to get in closer here with Rain and Dubsham because they're about to face off. Just right around each other. I think Dubsham would have heard that tablet grab. Oh, he definitely heard that call out. Rotating out. Rain following. Rain pre-firing under. Gonna go down to Dubsham. I don't know. Maybe Rain did see a little bit of Zambi. But it
under the ramp right here. I don't remember what color
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Rain saw because Dubsham was the one who got the shot, giving us a 5v4 in Resin Mafia's favor. PS Will right here behind the wall next to White Ramp going to have heard a lot of that. Not sure what they will have been able to call out if they're trying to stay silent. Not sure if they were trying to stay silent. They may have called it all out. Maybe Ratman knows exactly where they are. Ratman does seem concerned that there might be someone over there. Looks like they're trying to get an angle to peek into that little crack there. Zambi also seems to be very aware of that spot. PS Will hears the footsteps. Zambi gonna get the peek. Zambi going to get the pick on the slow peek. Excuse me. Bryce Preston gonna pick up Framed. I think that was over here, maybe? Ryan Messler gonna pick up Dubsham. I think Dubsham was still up on the ship. That's gonna bring us to a 3v3. Make that a 3v2 as Lil Zambi picks up Savory Pickle on the north side of OBJ. Ratman taking shots, I think, at Messler. I don't think Ratman would have had an angle onto Preston from there. Frag going out, not going to be anywhere, not going to connect with anyone. So, Lil Zambi up on the ship, going to find the pick onto Ryan Messler. That's bad news for Bryce Preston, finding themselves now in a 3v1. Let's jump in with Preston. Preston here on control. I think they probably have a good kill count. Most of the kills so far have been pretty clean. I don't think there were any trades. They probably also know that there's one on the ship, A, because of hearing the shots, and B, because Messler is just downed and hopefully would have called it out. They probably also know about Silas the Great over there. Ryan Messler would surely have been able to call that out. Don't know if they have any read on Ratman, though. I think Ratman did get a pick on the other Blue Room player, so who knows? They may know where all three of them are. They definitely know that one Lil Zambi's rotated up over their head at this point. Not sure what Zambi's shooting at.
He's in the back, I can hear him.
Great. Silas the Great puts the confirm, and Zambi, after calling out Preston, rotates around and picks up the kill, giving Resin Mafia the win, 4 points and the map. Let's get that 4th point on the board for Resin Mafia. 2 players with 9, 1 player with the 6. Nicely done to those guys. Got a lot of kills over on Death Wish's side as well. They just weren't able to string quite enough of them together. So that is going to give Shipyard to Resin Mafia. So I'm not sure where we're going next, but once we do need to exit and rehost. That is the VRML rule this year to combat the lobby crash bug. So once we do have that new map picked and loaded, I'll bring y'all back in. Alright, it looks like Quarantine is going to be our second map this evening. Let me get that up on the board for you real quick. Quarantine Day. Let's get that up there. Quarantine is our second map. Resin Mafia will start off on Marsoc. Excuse me, Resin Mafia will start off on Marsoc and Death Wish will be on Volk. We are just waiting to get all 10 players back in and green. While they're doing that, I'm going to do a couple castery things. I'll be right back with you. Alright, as we see, our second map is going to be Quarantine. We're just waiting for everyone to get readied up. Once they do, we're going to be starting off on that east side, the eastern courtyard of Tank Building. The eastern courtyard, right there on the steps where the OBJ is. This one's always a fun one. There's a couple good hidey spots where you can sneak in and get the cap. And with that, I hear the beeps. Let me get you brought back over. I will go ahead and apologize in advance. Quarantine is not my PC's favorite map. My camera does sometimes get a little laggy and spin a little fast on us. If that does happen, I'm sorry, guys. Let's jump over here with Resin Mafia on Marsoc. Got Lil Zambi pushing out in front from the southwest spawn. Silas the Great and Framed coming in the south. Looks like the other two, that's Ratman and Dubsham going in the north, I think. Nope, Ratman here in gas station with me. We'll follow along with Ratman and Framed and Zambi here. It's like... is that two downstairs? PS Will down in the Sarlacc pit. And looks like Savory Pickle on the stairs. On the stairs there in Tank Building. Lil Zambi gonna get shot in the back by PS Will. Position paid off. I'm stuck in the road sign. Framed up here on Hospital Roof. Not gonna find anyone. They are not pushed out very far in the north, at least not into the center in the north. Do have someone playing up there on the motel. Ratman's going to be able to make it across the split street pretty well, but they will have Rain the Blood Reaper in the southeast roll, in the 2-story wireframe. 3-story wireframe, excuse me. I know the callouts, I've played this game before. It is a 5v4 in Death Wish's favor. Looking over, I see we've got Mr. Death showing up in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Death, for stopping in this evening. Got Dubsham, and who is that up there with Dubsham? Silas in the north up by... Silas is over by White Car. Dubsham pushing across AC. Cross behind AC, I should say. Somebody shot. Who just shot? Savory Pickle just shot. I think there may be pre-firing footsteps. It sounds like they're trying to figure out where someone is. Rain gonna find Ratman in the south. Let's see, where was Ratman? I think Ratman was in the building, maybe on the stairs somewhere in there. Just looking at the mini-map, it's right under Rain's X. Or Rain's marker, I should say. Anyways, that's gonna bring us to a 5v3 in Deathwish's favor. Dubsham gonna pick up Savory Pickle over by the Sarlacc pit, I think. No, Savory Pickle was rotating back to OBJ. Dubsham there in just behind the container yard in the north, next to that single container. I think of the area under this roof as containers. So like, yeah, he's at a container, but he's not in containers, right? Is that weird? Am I getting that call out wrong? Whatever, it makes sense to me. Dubsham worried about someone in motel, but continuing to push forward all the same. Preston is watching out towards money trucks. I think Preston hears those footsteps. This could be a real cap potential here. Oh, Preston did hear something. They're rotating around. But no, if Dubsham's able to get across... Was that a defensive smoke? I don't know if that's a wise defensive smoke. I don't know about that. Ryan Messler going down to framed. Yeah, that's a dangerous pick. You see, because now that smoke is blocking Preston. Preston goes down. This is bad for Deathwish. Rain in the south gonna trade out with framed, leaving just PS Will. PS Will needs to run out and die. PS Will needs to run out and die. They could, well, as they pick up Dubsham. Okay, you know, I need to not say that. It's a 1v1. It's a 1v1, and Deathwish has two halves up that can make callouts. It also, all of that smoke has expired. Wow, okay. Crisis averted. PS Will with the clutch picks up Silas the Great there in the north. Okay. I didn't see that coming. Back when Rain the Blood Reaper was still alive and tangling with, I think it was framed there in the south, I thought that was going to be a cap. I need to hop over to OBS and do some caster stuff. I'll be right back with you real quick. Alright, so first point goes to Deathwish on map 2, Quarantine. No, what I was saying was, though, when they had all of that smoke blocking Preston, and they had that heavy push coming in from the north, if they had just gotten across that street, especially once Ryan Messler went down on OBJ, that was a real cap risk. That was a real cap potential there. So big tip of the hat to Deathwish to pull that one out. Nicely done, you guys. That was a good defense. And with that, we're going to get some beeps. Let's bring you back over. And we'll get caught up with our Marsoc. Looks like they got the quick spawn here in the north. I like the quick spawn when I'm casting, because that means it's probably going to get spicy. It's like we're going to get a 2-1-2 split here, with PS Will going off by themselves. Pickle and Rain kind of coming straight towards OBJ. Shots flying away, going to give away the spawn. Got some return fire coming from Ratman, I think. Got two going across the street. Ratman going down in that 2-story wireframe. 4v5 in Deathwish's favor here on their Marsoc round, but Framed gonna even it up at 4, taking out Rain the Blood Reaper here next to in the APC courtyard. Framed and Savory gonna trade out. Those are both full kills. It's now a 3v2.5. Wait, no, 3.5 v2. 3.5 v3. I can't... yeah, 3.5 v3. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to see the dots when they're up against the sky. Framed is just down over there. I thought Framed was all the... Whatever. Doesn't matter who was all the way killed and not. Framed wasn't one of them. Silas... Looks like they're going out for that revive. Probably going to be able to get it too. Those two in the southwest are far enough away there's not going to be a line. Making it a 4v3. PS Will off in the north. Trading shots with, I think, Dubsham. Maybe Little Zambi as well. Little Zambi. No T in that name. PS Will way up there at Money Trucks. Nice little peek. I think Dubsham and Little Zambi content to let Will use their ammo. Does look like Bruds Preston is getting a little closer in the center. They've made it across Split Street. They're right outside Tank Courtyard. Ryan Messler up on Hospital Roof. Might be exposing to... Oh, Dubsham gonna pick up Preston in the courtyard there. Sorry I missed it. I think that Ryan and Framed are gonna be seeing each other soon. Ryan does not seem concerned at all with that little south warehouse. Gonna drop in, make a sound, alert Framed to their presence. More shots going out. PS Will gonna find Lil Zambi on the motel. Ryan about to get shot by Framed. Let's see it. Let's see it. Yep. Framed gets that pick nice and clean. PS Will, last one up again. Do they know? Oh, I think they probably would have just heard Dubsham right there. It's a 3v1. Not sure what their kill count is, but it's probably pretty clean. They may be one off because of the trade and revive with Framed. I'm not sure who it was Framed was shooting with on Death Wish, but I know they got revived. Can hear Dubsham talking from this position. Don't know if they're gonna have a position on any of the other remaining Resin Mafia. Especially with Framed having rotated so far from the position where they last fired. Framed now coming in on a northern flank. That's a huge rotation. They were all the way in the south end of Split Street. Will does have 2 minutes to work with, and they're just across the street, so they've got some time. They've got some time to play. Taking shots over at Silas, gonna get the down. Silas can call out which room exactly they're in, though, now. That will be useful information for Framed coming in from the north. Dubsham, I think, is probably just going to hold this line and make sure they don't cross out of the motel. Oh no, PS Will hasn't checked their tablet in a long while. They're making a call out, and I think that was a legit call out, because it sounded like I heard he reached for the radio, and I think I heard the radio, but maybe it was just a fake out for the defender. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them check their tablet though, so they may still think there's a friendly up. We do cross the 1 minute marker, 45 seconds left. Gotta start making a move. They had time. Now it's getting into the gotta push. And Dubsham gonna get that pick. Get that pick. PS Will trying to push in, trying to use the peeker's advantage, but Dubsham does land the shot first. Tying it up for Resin Mafia 1-1 here on Quarantine. Let's get that point on the board for Resin. both teams taking their Volk round here on quarantine. First Volk round, that's what they did on Shipyard. They traded Volk rounds and they came back in and traded Marsoc rounds. It is going to be the ambulance OBJ when we come back in, which is a capable and a Marsoc friendly OBJ, so we might see a little repeat of Shipyard. We might not. We'll find out when the beeps come back. I'll check back in with you in just a moment. And there were the beeps. Let's get checked back in with Resin Mafia on Marsoc. Getting this center west spawn. I think there's one more spawn further to the south down by the gas station. Might be a little quicker, but I might be wrong about this. This is a pretty fast spawn for this objective, going to the ambulance OBJ again. Rain the Blood Reaper pushing hard for center burning, gonna make it. Little Zambi coming over into the Broken Wing courtyard. Rain picks up Dubsham. Rain also gonna pick up Ratman, just downing them. Both of those were over by the red scaffold on impact. Lil Zambi and Silas still in the center. Ratman just down by the scaffold. I think there's another one in the south here. Not sure. No. The other one's back here in the west. There is framed for Resin. Rain the Blood Reaper gonna pick up Silas the Great at the back of the plane there. Plane fuselage. Silas and Ratman both just downed. Gonna be hard revives with the line Rain has, though. Lil Zambi gonna get the refrag onto Rain and immediately start rotating back. They need to get those revives. They need those bodies on the field. Framed gets one. Let's see if they go back for Ratman. Currently a 4 versus 3.5. Lil Zambi pushing back up into the little broken wing courtyard OBJ space. Savory, I think. Oh, and Frame gets the revive. I think that was Savory taking a shot out of first floor hospital. Ryan Messler back in the parking in the warehouse behind hospital, south warehouse. Ruts Preston over on the east side by post office. And PS Will in the hospital stairs. Lil Zambi coming up into center burning. Probably looking for a shot onto Savory Pickle. Savory taking shots back at him. I think I see a syringe there on the ground. Looks like Savory Pickle hit him. Framed going down to Savory with the SKS. Framed was one of the full health players. Lil Zambi has used their syringe as well. That means all three of Resin Mafia are just one taps. Against 4 Death Wish. Where are our others? Silas has pulled up into the Broken Wing courtyard. Ratman joining as well. Smoke coming out onto the west side of hospital. Little Zambi, I'm not sure who those... I think they've got to be taking shots over towards Bruts Preston. Trying to get them through the little crack, gap in the wall there. And Lil Zambi dropped. Yep, that looks like a drop. That is really unfortunate for Resin Mafia. Bringing them to a 2v4. They got Silas and Ratman right here. In the Broken Wing courtyard. I think that's just pre-fire up at the door trying to suppress PS Will from looking while they're crossing out in the open there. Oh, but Bruts Preston on a flank. This could be bad news. I don't know if Silas saw that. Silas watching for someone in the east. Sounds like Ratman saw it. Ratman calling out to the left. Preston still pushing to the west. Is he gonna find him first? Preston all the way over at Impact. Ratman getting worried and going to looking. I'm getting surprised they haven't seen each other. Ratman going down. Preston finding the shot first, leaving just Silas. Silas is going to get the refrag onto Preston and the confirm. But PS Will up there in the doorway to hospital. Gonna get the last kill. Giving Death Wish a second point. That was an unfortunate drop. Was an unfortunate drop for Resin Mafia. Let's get that point on the board, get you brought over. 2-1 to Death Wish here on Resin Mafia's map pick Quarantine. Always feel good when you win the other guy's map. Daddy Spartan coming into the chat with Bob, how are you not Twitch affiliate yet? And it's because I just haven't done the stuff to become Twitch affiliate. I mean, like I've met the markers, I've met all the things. I just haven't like clicked the button and signed up and signed the forms or whatever it is you got to do. Yeah, you know, I've got this dinky little channel where I get like 6 viewers watching Onward and Breachers, man. Y'all don't need to be watching ads on that. So yeah, I haven't bothered with it yet. See Wolf in the Night also showing up in the chat. Thank you for being here, Wolf. For those of you who don't know, and who are of age, you should check out onlyfans.com/wolfinthenights.vr. Quality content only for the finest connoisseurs. With that little humor aside, let's bring you back over for the 4th round. We're still going to be on Ambulance OBJ. Looks like we're going to get a northeast spawn for Death Wish.
Okay, I'm going down.
Northeast spawn for Death Wish. Death Wish trying to pull out into a bigger lead. If they are able to secure a cap on this round, they can take the map. Tying up the match at 1v1. Gonna get a 2-2-1 split from them. 2 going north, 2 going center, 1 going over to the south. We'll follow along with Rain and Pickle. Pickle's been running the long guns a lot tonight. Yep, looks like they've got the EMR with the 4X there. Pickle been running the long gun and proven pretty efficient with it. What are these guys in the north doing? Oh, Bruts Preston in the east gonna go down to Framed. Pretty tight defense from Resin Mafia over there. You can see them all pulled in. Looks like, I wonder, are both of those guys at center burning? Looks like, yeah, no, somebody in the south, maybe over at gas station. One at center burning, And then 3 around hospital. I don't think that's actually 3 at hospital. I think framed there is spread off a little bit. But 3 pretty tight on OBJ. Not uncommon. Pretty wise plan to protect the objective here in a game of Umplik, so I'm told. I don't know, I'm kind of amateur at this. Just downloaded the game today. Let's check back in with these guys over here. Got Ryan Messler and PS Will.
Less than 2 others left.
Coming through the northwest corridor. Northwest alley. I like corridor better. Alley's better call out for in-game because it's less syllables, but corridor sounds cooler. Do have a 5v4 for Resin Mafia. Thanks to that early pick on Bruts, Preston in the southeast corner. Silas also gonna pick up, well not also, that's the first pick from Silas, but Silas gonna pick up Rain the Blood Reaper. They're in front of AC somewhere over that way. Can see their X on the mini map, can't see their body. Little Zambi gonna pick up Savory Pickle. Savory Pickle had made it way close onto Center Burning. Where are you, Savory Pickle? Were you even... Oh, Savory Pickle trying to get on the stairs of Center Burning. I keep flying into ground. I'm sorry, guys. Leaving just Ryan Messler and PS Will the northwest push for Death Wish alive. They've made it into the first floor of Impact. Still got all 5 for Resin Mafia. PS Will gonna peek out this door. This is a risky place to be. It's not a bad place to be, and if used well, you can definitely get some good picks. I'm just always nervous to come up here late in a round when I'm at a disadvantage because there's so many different spots. So I want to know where the guys are so I know which cover to be in, because any peek you take, you expose yourself to something else when you're up there. I mean, I guess that's the way it is on any peak, so maybe I'm just babbling because it's Sunday night and I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. Sorry, did I say that out loud? No, we're talking about Onward. Yay, Onward. Ryan Messler and PS Will pushing around out of the plane body into the southwest Torch gas station. They're going to have Ratman down here. PS Will going to pick up Ratman. PS Will proven to be an effective late round player. PS Will has got a lot of kills tonight, and they've got a lot of kills under 2 minutes on the timer. Not sure which one they were shooting at that time, though. .203 comes out, gonna block that street so they can get across through the crater. That is gonna pretty efficiently block out little Zambi. There was a little window there, Zambi might have seen him. If Zambi did see, they chose not to fire. Think Silas or Dubsham. Silas sees Ryan peeking around the corner. It's now just PS Will. They see Dubsham there behind the boxes. And Dubsham and PS will trade out, tying it up for Resin Mafia 2-2 here on Quarantine. 8 kills for PS Will. That's not bad. Let's get that 2-2 on the board. We'll get you swapped over. Good defenses all around. Good defenses all around. When we come back in, we're going to be on the... Is this Center Burning? Yep, going to be on the Center Burning OBJ. Wait, let me just confirm that. Yeah, there we go. I look at the minimap sometimes and I think I see something, and then I fly to the spot and I realize that I took too fast of a glance. So I like to actually fly over there and look at it, because I'm bad at casting. Anyways, it's definitely a center burning OBJ when we come back in for round 5, once we got all 10 greens and we hear those beeps. Seeing a lot of good defenses from both teams on both of these maps so far. Saw a little bit of good offense. I mean, we've seen plenty of good offense, but we only saw a couple offensive rounds. Sorry, I looked over at the chat and saw my name. That was weird. Thank you again to everyone for showing up in the chat. No, as I was saying, not that we haven't seen any good offenses, it's just that we haven't seen very many offensive points. These have been almost all defensive points so far in this map and match. And with that, the babbling concludes because there are the beeps. Let me bring you back over so we can jump in with the Marsoc spawn. Got Resin Mafia on Marsoc here in the 5th round. Going for that center burning OBJ, starting off in the east under the freeway here. Under the overpass. Guess I don't know if it's a freeway, it's kind of just a bridge from dirt to dirt. One on hospital. At hospital, that is a good call out. There is one at hospital. Lil Zambi pushing up kind of in front. I think we've seen that from Lil Zambi. They are often the one leading the charge. This is a little bit more of a spread. Oh, Ryan Mesler taking shots at Lil Zambi, gonna connect. I was trying to say this is a little bit more of a spread defense than we've seen so far on Quarantine. We've been seeing both teams electing to play it a little bit closer so far, as Lil Zambi going to burn a smoke to make it across that gap. A wise play as Ryan Mesler was keyed into him. Just it hurts to burn a smoke that early. I don't know, maybe it doesn't bother other players as much. I hate using my utility that early unless I'm using it to get a kill. When I'm on Marsoc especially. Ryan Mesler gonna go down to Lil Zambi, so I guess as Lil Zambi does use that rotate to get the kill on the player that shot them, I guess that was a pretty efficient use of the smoke, and I should maybe not talk so much. That south, let's check in with that south. Who's over there? I think that's Silas down there. The south approach is getting close. Yeah, Silas here on the south side of Post Office with Framed coming up over the dunes. Doesn't look like, as rain does come to peek out this back window, I was going to say it doesn't look like they have a lot of eyes on the south approach, but rain on that good rotation going to pick up Framed in the sand. Silas gonna throw that smoke and back off. Probably a wise rotation. It's hard to see in those windows. Easy to shoot out of them though, as we saw Rain do. Silas coming around to the north side of Post Office. The other 3 Resin Mafia far off in the northwest. Let's check back in on that side. Got Lil Zambi up on the 2nd floor. Impact. Ratman here by the wheel. Dubsham outside by the nose. I'm stuck on a rock. Bruts Preston gonna go down to Silas in the southeast. Savory Pickle and Dubsham both gonna trade out. They're both traded. Here's the frantic call out.
He's down too.
And now they're just chatting?
I mean, I knew you were there, but you were just faster than I.
One of everybody's favorite parts of Onward. As Rain the Blood Reaper gonna get Ratman in the southwest. But, somebody capped? Oh, who capped? What was that? What was that? Lil Zambi gonna get in for the cap. I totally missed that, whoever that was that went down with Dubsham. I'm sorry, your name already slipped out of my brain. That Pickle, I think. Pickle went down with Dubsham. That was the on-objective defense, so that opened up the cap for Resin Mafia, giving them 4 points and the map and the match. Congratulations to Resin Mafia, they just won. Let's get that up on the scoreboard, get you all swapped over. Yeah, winning 4-2-4-2. We will still play the third map because we always play the third map for the glorious MMR here in VRML, but that 4-2-4-2, it felt tighter. I mean, that is an impressive score on its own. Like, that's not a bad beat, but that was really well played so far by both teams. Resin Mafia just able to string together a few more kills on Shipyard, and then here it was just that one strategic kill. If they don't get Savory Pickle on control right there, that may play out differently, because Deathwish still had 1 or 2 players. I think it was a 2v3 or a 3v3 at that point. So yeah, that could have easily swung the other way. Nicely played to both teams so far. Curious to see what map 3 is going to be. I bet that, yeah, they've all already left the lobby. Like I said earlier, we do have to rehost between every map, so I'm going to step out for just a quick second while they get that new lobby loaded. Once we get it all sorted, I'll bring you back in and we'll see what's going on for map 3. Alright, we have loaded the third lobby. We're just waiting to get all 10 players in. The third map this evening will be Snow Peak. And as I say that, the 10th player gets in. Now they're just going to do a little planning, and then we will get you brought in for the 10th round. Oh, and with that, they're all 10 greens right away. Alright, well, once we hear the beeps, we'll get you brought back over. Let me get over into the map, see what's going on. Oh, excuse me. Going into Snow Peak for map 3, we're going to be starting out with the Murder Room OBJ. I do love the indoor OBJs on Snow Peak. They are my absolute favorite on Snow Peak because they make me feel like I'm playing Subway, the best map in the game. Well, the best DPI map at least. There may be better customs, I will allow for that. There may not be, I don't know. Subway's just fun. Subway's just really fun, especially at a comp level. So we're gonna get a Murder Room OBJ. Murder Room's always fun. As long as you are able to hold the doors, it is a very defensible OBJ. But once you get under 4 players, if they get 2 kills on you on defense, then it quickly can get to turn into a very, very spicy OBJ. And no offense to either of our teams, but I'm kind of hoping that's what happens tonight. With that, we do get some beeps, so let's get you brought back over to the game. We will get jumped in with Death Wish, getting the quick spawn over here in the garage. Death Wish on Marsoc, Resin Mafia on Volk as we get into map 3 Snow Peak. Gonna get a 2-1-2 split. It looks like Rain going to the Horseshoe. Savory and PS Will coming through the east tunnel. The other two going outside south, on the west side of the complex. Up through the center of the map. Savory Pickle way out in front. I can't get caught up because there's too many things to bump into. As much as I love playing the indoor OBJs and Subway, they are both hard on the caster. Or at least on a caster who is as new to flying the camera around as I am. We'll say that. That's the diplomatic way of putting that. Savory Pickle already on OBJ, way in front of their friends. Not gonna push in. I like that choice. Oh wow, who is that way out on a flank? Lil Zambi. Potentially gonna be a lot of trouble. Sorry, let's get over here. Lil Zambi kind of out in the open, just under this crest. Gonna pick up Preston. Preston, no idea what was happening. Was not expecting someone over there at all. Ryan Messler keyed in, somebody's there, but still pushing forward. Also gonna get shot in the back. I don't know about that one, Ryan. I think you might have moved on a little quick when you knew there was a threat in the area. Not to call you out, but yeah, a little bit to call you out, brother. Savory Pickle is still in the Horseshoe. Rain pushing up, Rain pushing in towards the south door. PS Will looks like they're over, making their way towards the east door of Murder Room. Lil Zambi rotating back in from their flank, gonna pick up Savory Pickle. That is probably gonna freeze Rain in their tracks. Oh, that's gonna help Rain out a lot. I was gonna say that will probably freeze Rain in their tracks as they don't want to get pinched. But PS Will pops back out into the Horseshoe. Pops back out into the Horseshoe, picks up that kill. It is still a 2v4, so Resin Mafia still on a strong foot, got a good advantage. But oh, and PS Will gonna go down, leaving just Rain the reservist. Gonna hear that voice on the outside, pre-fires the corner on the inside, and goes down to Ratman here behind the door. That was, I think they heard the call out and thought they were inside. That's why they pre-fired into that corner. Anyways, that does give our first point to Resin Mafia here on Snow Peak. Good defense to Resin. They had 3, maybe 4 up there at the end. That was a good hold on Murder Room. Good hold on Murder Room. PS Will doing some good work there as well, getting a couple kill, or getting 1 kill, but it was a big kill. Looks like there was still 4 up for Resin Mafia. Lil Zambi doing a lot of work getting those 2 kills way out on their flank and picking up the 1 on their return. When we come back in, Resin Mafia will be on Marsoc, Death Wish on Volk. It will still be on Murder Room. I'll bring you back over once I hear those beeps. And there they are. Let's get brought back in, and it looks like we're gonna have the same garage spawn for Resin Mafia here in the northeast. Excuse me, just in the east. I don't know why, I always have Snow Peak flipped in my head a little bit, and I think that the compound is in the north, not on the east side of the map. I don't know why it's so hard for me to keep it right. Got a 3-1-1 split. Silas going through the tunnel towards Horseshoe. Ratman, I think it was, going the other way in the tunnels. The other three coming in outside. Oh, this isn't Horseshoe. This is the inside tunnel. This is just OBJ tunnel. I don't have a good call out for this one. Let me know in the chat what you call this when it's not the OBJ. Let's check in with the other three here on the outside. Excuse me. Got Frame, Dubsham. I don't know what happened to the 5th Resin Mafia. Oh, looks like Lil Zambi. Lil Zambi way off over. Dubsham picks up Savory Pickle right as I fly away. Thanks, guy. Lil Zambi over here taking shots at Ryan Messler pretty far off OBJ. Ryan throwing out a defensive smoke into the middle of the lake. I feel like that's something we've seen a couple times tonight, is bad use of defensive utility. Or I should say questionable use of defensive utility, as Ryan does get that pick onto Lil Zambi. Perhaps that smoke was exactly the distraction that Ryan Messler needed, but I'm not sure what the purpose of that smoke was. And there have been a couple other times where I've seen defensive utility in this match that I felt either came out too early before there was any sign that a defender was close enough to call for it, or was just perhaps not a wise choice. As PS Will gonna pick up Ratman over here on the east side. Silas right behind. Silas gonna throw in that flash. I'm not sure if that hit PS Will. They're not backing off, so I think they're okay. Gonna throw their own util, their own flash. That, I think, probably did not. But on the rotate, they're gonna get Silas, so maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know if that was Peaker's advantage or what. Rain the Blood Reaper went down over here to Rain. Oh, and gonna get confirmed with the grenade. I bet they're behind one of these, Nope, just out in the open. Okay. It's always fun to get a grenade kill, though. Thank you, Framed. Framed, the last one up here for Resin Mafia. It's a 1v3. Saw PS Will on Death Wish pull a 1v4 earlier. Let's see if Framed can do this 1v3. Framed making their way into the Horseshoe. I guess, going back into the tunnels for that east door, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to predict. Probably shouldn't. I should probably just watch. Coming into OBJ tunnel. Not going in for the east door. Looks like they're coming around to the north side instead. Rhodes Preston is inside the building. Ryan Messler might be on the outside over here, though. Can't quite tell from the marker on my mini-map. Looks like they're outside. Smoke coming out. If Ryan is outside, that's going to be Ryan on him. Nope, Ryan's inside. Guess that was a second smoke. Rhodes Preston and Frame gonna trade outside the north door. Deathwish tying it up 1-1. Let's get that point on the board for Deathwish. Resin Mafia, both teams spreading the work pretty well. Both got one player just a little out in front, but no hard carries, that's for sure. 1-1 here on Snow Peak, 2 defensive wins. With the exception of a few rounds on Shipyard and that cap on Quarantine, this entire match has been about the defense, so that's no surprise. We get another defensive win here in Murder Room. When we come back in for the third round, it is going to be that Tunnel OBJ. Tunnel OBJ, Resin Mafia will be on Volk defending, and Deathwish will be attacking on Marsoc. We'll bring you back over once we hear those beeps. And there are the beeps. Let's jump in with Deathwish on Marsoc. Looks like they got the spawn right outside the horseshoe here, going in towards that north tunnel OBJ. East tunnel? It's in the east. It's in the compounds on the east, Bob. Getting a 1-1-1-2 split. Although that's kind of a 1-2-1 because Rhodes Preston and Rain are almost certainly going to reconnect in the horseshoe there. Well, they would have if Dubsham wouldn't have gotten that early pick on Rain. Rhodes Preston going to get the refrag. Good teamwork there, guys, evening us out at a 4v4. Let's catch back up with PS Will. Preston getting Silas the Great as well in horseshoe. Okay, let's check back in with Preston, I guess. Got PS Will and Pickle heading over to the garage in the east. Who is that? Ryan Messler going off towards the north. Preston here in the horseshoe, having taken down 2, making it a 4v3. Got a trade out with Lil Zambi, 3v2. Let's check in with the pair. Savory Pickle. Sounds like, thought I heard a footstep. Yep, PS Will with Savory Pickle here. Coming into the objective space. Savory Pickle managing to make it across the tunnel without being peeked. Frames watching back on the OBJ. Frame's gonna hear those footsteps and shoot Pickle. Will's gonna know they're there. As Ratman picks up Messler coming in from the north on the other side of the screen, leaving just PS Will alive again. 1v2, not anywhere near the tallest order Will's found himself with. And I think they've got a pretty good idea on Framed. I don't know how well they would have been able to locate who is the other one. Who is the other one? I don't know how well they would have been able to locate Ratman based just off the guns. The gunshots. 3.5 minutes, plenty of time to wander around, look for some utility like they're doing right now for that flashbang, or to just poke and prod a little bit. Try and see if they can't make the right sound to get Resin Mafia to make a mistake. That flash gonna come in. Sounds like it does hit one of them. Ratman gonna hear those footsteps. That flash, I think, also going to have hit Ratman. Oh, but framed. Look at that narrow shot. All the way down here. Framed with the fantastic shot. Pretty sure framed saved Ratman's life right there. Good hold. That was a great push from PS Will. If frame doesn't catch that narrow angle, I think you might have gotten that one. But frame did get the kill. Resin Mafia did get the point. Let's get that on the scoreboard for you. 2-1 for Resin Mafia here on our third map, Snow Peak. When we come back in, we will still be here in this East Tunnel OBJ. But we will have Resin Mafia attacking, trying to break through on offense again. They are able to secure that cap. They will win the map again, take each map with 4 points. Deathwish trying to hold on. It's not quite win or lose just yet for the map. Deathwish still got a little bit of rope to work with. They mostly just got to make sure they don't get capped on in this round. As long as they don't get capped on, they're still fighting.
We're not playing.
That's what I'm saying, man. At least win or lose, Resin always puts on the entertaining fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, we're bringing it back over. Again, we're in that East Tunnel OBJ, getting a quick spawn in the garage for Resin Mafia. Sounds like they're getting a little hype here in spawn, having a good time. Silas, Dubsham, and Ratman gonna come here outside through the center a little bit. So, whoa, a whole bunch of team. Rain gets Savory Pickle. That's too bad. A whole bunch of killing. It's now a 4v3. Frame did go down. Rain got PS Will and Savory Pickle. I think those were both team kills. Lil Zambi gonna pick up Brett's Preston 4v2. Lil Zambi gonna down Rain the Blood Reaper 4v1. They get the kill. Killfeed just said kill, not quite sure what happened there. 4v1. Resin gonna do everything they can to get this cap here. They need to not kill Ryan Mesler. Ryan needs to just die. I mean, of course Ryan should try and win. They should actually absolutely give it an honest effort. Lil Zambi looks like they may be tablet out on the other side of this box. I'm not sure if they're trying to cap. I don't know if you can cap from that far away, but if you can, they've got it. Ryan does. I guess Ryan didn't hear the footsteps. I thought they knew Lil Zambi was right there. And Lil Zambi gets the code in. You can cap from that side of the box. Oh yeah, that's definitely close enough. That's a lot closer than I thought it was. Resin Mafia with 2 caps on the match, gonna secure that win. Nicely done to Lil Zambi getting that cap and getting the top fragger on Snow Peak for Resin Mafia. It's gonna give us a final score of 4-2 on Shipyard, 4-2 on Quarantine, and 4-1 here on Snow Peak. Resin Mafia taking all 3 maps. But so the with the exception of those 2 cap rounds where Resin Mafia pulled out a little bit of extra offense, this was a really tight game. A lot of excellent defenses. I've commented earlier. I am seeing players drop, so looks like we're not going to get a 4th map just for funsies. Cast will be ending here, but let's take a quick look back at it. As I was saying, a lot of strong defense. Started out on Shipyard trading with the trading of Volk rounds. We did see a little bit of offensive wins on Shipyard, but I think 6 of the 8 points... I'm sorry, no, there were 6 points on Shipyard, so I think 4 of the 6 points came from Volk rounds, which, like I said, is strong defensive stuff. Then again, we saw a lot more Volk rounds on Quarantine, except for that cap, which did secure them the win on Center Burning. I think that was Lil Zambi who got the cap on Quarantine as well as Snow Peak. I think when we get into Snow Peak, though, Deathwish's spirits might have been a little broke as they do go down. They didn't get the 2nd point on the board like they did in the earlier matches. But they did get the 1 point, and they were digging deep into the bench, into Resin Mafia's bench. Big shout out to PS Will coming in with a lot of late round kills. Watch out for PS Will if you're playing Deathwish. So, like I said, with that, I saw that the players were leaving the lobby. That means this will be the end of the cast. While I'm waiting for the delay to run out, I'll check and see if we can't find an onward stream to raid you over to. And if that does happen, hopefully I'll see you in the chat on the next stream, showing support to another streamer. But if that doesn't happen, well, thank you for being here, and I hope you guys have a great night. I also want to say thank you to Deathwish and Resin Mafia for playing. This was a really fun match to cast. 2 really fun teams, a lot of talent there. Like I said, a little bit closer than the scoreboard says. And with that, I'm going to shut us down. My name's been Bob the Gamer. Thank you all for being here. I hope you've been having a good time. I will catch you next time.